A Little Lesson in Brazilian Portuguese is the story of an American music producer who comes to find the ritmo, or the rhythm, of Brazil.
There are 20 songs in particular.
A Little Lesson in Portuguese will improve your social and your survival skills.
That we have put into a show called A Little Lesson in Brazilian Portuguese.
And if you want to meet a Brazilian girl, you'll find this to be especially true.
Right in the title you get that, hey, it's not Spanish, there's not Brazilian Spanish, there's Brazilian Portuguese.
There are lots of people today who still think Spanish is the language of Brazil. The idea behind the show is to give people in the U.S. a broader understanding of Brazil. They don't know about Salvador, Bahia. Which was the colonial capital of Brazil. It's a state with a landmass larger than the nation of France. 80% of the people being of African descent.
On a summer evening, you can lose your blues.
This African culture's had tremendous influence.
You can rendezvous
In Bahia, on the cuisine, on culture, on music.
Salvador is to Brazil like New Orleans is to U.S.
It's like Music City of Brazil. It's where a lot of the great musicians are from, Salvador, Bahia.
They brought that rich culture, the rhythms and music and dance to Brazil.
It's said to be the second largest African city in the world. So there's a really strong tradition of the rhythms from Africa. Because Brazilian music arguably has as much of a base of fans around the world as American music. To me, they're the two countries that have contributed the most to what people listen to all around the world.
Samba. Resulted from African drumming. Samba is American blues. Samba is music that people use to escape despair. Just like the blues. Blues can be sad, but the blues can be happy too, because it's music that people use to distance themselves from despair. So the idea of our show is combining live music, a band, very talented Brazilian musicians, with some narration, telling a story, and then supporting all that with multimedia. It's a story of an American music producer, a guy from Chicago, who comes to find the rhythm, the ritmo, the rhythm of Brazil, because his own music company is suffering because of decline in sales related to the expansion of music distribution through the internet.
So David, in our stories, he knows very little about Brazil, with the exception of Rio de Janeiro, Carnival, Pele and football, and the Amazon. I didn't know her language.
The whole idea being to use this story to sort of bring people in and engage them, and then introduce them to Brazil. And to infuse a little bit of the Portuguese language and teach us some basic phrases like E-I-E, which everybody says there, which means, what's up?
You follow this with okie dokie, baby, which everybody knows as thumbs up.
Music is a universal language. We have people that don't speak the same language. When they play music together, they're communicating, and then when the music stops, they're interacting in a way that's different than they were interacting before.
Music got no borders, It's from the heart, you know, and we can communicate with the people here. You know? When you take the guitar, you take the instrument and play, and then you can touch the people, you know, and then the people are gonna understand.
And they're slowly dying.
Maybe that stimulates interest, creates interest in people wanting to learn another language. The eyes of the world are on Brazil. 2014, we have the World Cup. 2016, the Olympics. So there's a great opportunity, I think, to build relationships. But I think it's important to try and explain Brazil in a way, particularly that Americans can understand. We're also trying to help Brazilians better understand the U.S. and better understand the opportunities that might exist here for them.
Let's go home to Chicago now.
First song in the show is Sweet Home Chicago.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go?
We're trying to give people a point of reference.
Back of that same old place, sweet home Chicago.
And then right after that, we transport them to Salvador, Bahia.
Chasing the blues in Bahia.
And they're going to see the landscape of Bahia, and sort of the contrast between Chicago and Bahia makes it interesting.
Botei o pé na rua debaixo do maior sol.
You'll spend your whole life searching, you will travel distant lands. For you'll find the true love that your lonesome heart demands. Been searching for you all of my life. Been searching for you day and night.
Guy falls in love, falls out of love.
Places bad and good, been searching for you all of my life.
And in the process, he finds himself. And that's where he begins to discover some other things about Brazil. But the songs he's writing are more and more influenced by Brazilian sounds, Brazilian rhythms. So as the show progresses, the music becomes very Brazilian by the end of the show.
He had this idea, you know, to bring people from different styles, you know. But we have something common. Everybody there, it's from Salvador, Bahia.
We wanted diverse styles of music. We've got a group of 12 very talented musicians who've come with us. We have some great guitar players. We've got Fred Barreto, who's actually written a number of songs with me. He's been on tour with Slash of Guns N' Roses. And that's a very different style. Isaías Rabelo, a very talented keyboard player. He's a kid who came out of a favela or slum. Well, we've got one of the top percussionists, Giba Conceição.
If you just return again.
Tadeo Mascarenas, Nancy Villegas, they own a recording studio in Salvador. They play everything from samba to metal music.
On a summer evening, you can lose your blues.
Heinz Schwebel plays a lot of classical music. Totally different style from many of the people in our band.
When we play together, it all just works.
Eu deixo o samba morrer.
You're gonna listen just one or maybe two sambas, and then you're gonna listen a rock. And then you're gonna listen a little bluesy and then a little rag.
Ask my love, tell me yes or no.
We have all this stuff in just one show.
Yeah, she's waiting in the window.
And then everybody's gonna be happy, you know.
Botei o pé na rua debaixo do maior sol.
We've got music and narration and then this multimedia which supports the story.
Atrás do blues na Bahia.
Once people see it, they're gonna go, wow!
Bandeiro, não é absurdo, mas é o meu
We've got a couple Brazilian samba dancers.
Bandeiro não come mais.
The idea is to engage people. It's a very interactive kind of presentation. If you look at the way kids react with video games and technology today, they want to come for something that's a unique experience. And that's one of the great things about Brazilian music. It's people participate. And I hope that they'll want to get involved in our show and be an active participant, because the show is designed to do that. So let's see what happens.
Walked out this morning, sun was burning bright. Sky was deep, deep blue, blue water shimmering the light. Thousands of people were passing through the streets on the way to chase the blues down at the beach. Never heard so much convulsion in the air. Sounds of joy and laughter ringing everywhere. Chasing the blues in Bahia. 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 Botei o pé na rua debaixo do maior sol. Que céu mais azul espelhando a cor do mar. Milhares de pessoas pelas ruas, atrás do blues na Bahia. Nunca ouvi tanta comoção no ar. Gritos de alegria por todo lugar. Atrás do blues na Bahia. Tô atrás do blues na Bahia. Atrás do blues na Bahia. Tô atrás do blues na Bahia. Sunny Salvador, bellowing across the streets. On beaches north and south, they were bouncing to the beat. From San Francisco Valley to the river ocean port. In Baiano country, that was been the favorite sport. You don't even need your dancing shoes. When the rhythm grasps you, can't get loose. Chasing the blues in Bahia. 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 Por toda Salvador e nos playboys do Pelô. Das praias de Trancoso até a costa de Sauípe. Do Rio São Francisco até a Chapada Diamantina. Do lado de Barreiras até o Mangue Maragogipe. Não precisa de roupa chique. O negócio é aguentar o pique. Atrás do blues na Bahia. Tô atrás do blues na Bahia. Atrás do blues na Bahia. Atrás do blues na Bahia. Chasing the blues, chasing the blues. Chasing the blues, chasing the blues. Chasing the blues, chasing the blues. Whoa, oh. Chasing
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I love that music. It's fantastic.
It was very interesting, very new in many ways. I liked it.
Oh, I got desire to go now. Yeah, music like that.